Just how bad is wallet fatigue for players in Magic the Gathering this year? We're at 2024 and we're coming up to 2025, and usually this is the time of year where people start feeling the pinch, but just how bad is it? Well, don't worry, we're going to talk about it. Wallet fatigue doesn't just mean that you're broke or feel like you don't want to pay any more money. There's more to it than that. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Magic has evolved a lot over the last couple of years. We've seen increased production runs from Wizards of the Coast, only to see things scale back, supposedly, at least that was the thought that players were having, because Wizards said, we're going to cut back. But then they didn't. Now, they lied to us. They didn't say they were lying. They hinted that there was products they didn't know were around the corner yet. There'll be some surprises for us. And then they gave us MTG Foundations, threw some little odds and ends in at the end of the year, ramped up a few extra secret layers, and we're here now at the end of 2024. We've got Duskmourn around the corner and MTG Foundations right around the corner. So what does that mean for players? It isn't all about wallet fatigue. It's actually product fatigue. Because even richer players I know who can easily afford to dive into every single Magic the Gathering product just don't want to. Imagine that. I don't want to. I don't hate the game. I just don't want to buy any more. I feel like I've had my fill. I want to enjoy Bloomburrow. I'm still having fun doing whatever I'm doing with my commander decks. I don't need any more products. And this is something that Wizards of the Coast has yet to really address. They've told us that they are making different products for different segments of the Magic population, but then they trick us and lie to us because they actually cross-promotionalize these items by putting commander cards in standard and vice versa through special secret layers, that there's just too much crossover, not enough dedicated product base, and that means you have to go searching elsewhere to find certain cards if you want them still. And that's not just like hearsay, that's fact. We've seen it in so many sets this year that it blows your mind to realize that a standard set has so many commander cards lodged into it that it doesn't really feel like standard anymore. It feels like standard advanced. So now we're back to, how do we feel about it? How many players are just going to be skipping products? Well, I've done a whole bunch of polls in the last year. We've had all kinds of one-off videos talking about this, and you can see, starting in like February, March, excitement starts to build for the upcoming premium releases. I'll be curious to see how it goes this year when we see the new product launches and what they've said are coming up. But at this moment, this is like 3-4 years running now where we can see the rise of interest and the fall. And the funny thing is, Duskmourn is on the fall side. Although a lot of players are excited for the product, the sales are down overall. Singles are fine, but the actual sealed boxes sales are really far down, comparatively speaking, to what we've seen for things like Bloomburrow, even Outlaws of Thunder Junction, because it's slipped below that now. It's above Murders at Karlov Manor. But you've still got MTG Foundations, the new kind of like core set coming around. And most people I know are saying, yep, some singles, and I don't care about what they do with it. I'm sure there'll be a couple of key cards. There'll be singles I want, maybe a couple of good reprints that I'll buy. But there's not a chance that I'm going to be buying boxes of that product, especially knowing it's going to be around for years. And we don't even know what's coming up next year because they give us so much product that this is ridiculous. I don't even know why I'm bothering to keep track. That's not the way you're supposed to feel about your favorite hobby. We're supposed to be overjoyed and excited when new products come out, but they've just given us so much that it is hard to get excited about anything. Now, I'm not speaking from my own personal point of view because as a content creator, this gives a lot of conversation topics for the world of Magic the Gathering. And as a player, yes, I skip products. We know this. I've talked about this for years. Ever since Dominaria United, I've been very selective of buying any products, but I do buy singles because I think that's money that is more well spent at this point in the game's history. It doesn't mean these products won't go up or down in value. That has yet to be determined in the long run. We are seeing a lot of recuperation of sealed product, as well as a whole bunch of singles still selling strongly. But for a player to say, I'm going to invest every set. I'm going to buy everything Wizards of the Coast puts out, and I can't wait to dive into this. You are finding fewer and fewer of those players. Fewer and fewer conversation topics jump up about every set being, this is just going to be amazing. You see more of the people saying, I'm going to be selective, Mox Man. I'm going to pick a few things out. I'm going to go for the singles route. Oh, I'm not buying boxes. No. I got tapped out at Bloomburrow. How many people have you heard say that? There's been a lot. Because a lot of people thought after Duskmourn, we were done for the year. And 3-4 months ago, before we even knew that MTG Foundations was coming, players didn't feel this way. They were actually kind of like, this is going to be pretty good. And then we get a couple of months to enjoy it before the next set. And then Wizards announced, look, it's MTG Foundations. And then everyone's attitude changed. It shows you that there's only so much room in the human psyche, the player's psyche, to fit everything in. There's other things going on. There are other hobbies, other life events. And to get excited about a few things a year, nicely spaced out, is one thing. But getting excited every 7 weeks is apparently too much. And it's really starting to show. And I think we're going to see it in the sales of this product. I think this is actually going to show up when we see quarterly results going forward the next 2 quarters. It's going to really be a muted, kind of toned down thing. Things like Bloomburrow, and there'll be single packs that are keeping certain sales higher. There's certain products that are still selling well. But as an overall company line, I think things will be down. I think it's not going to be what they expect. And if I'm wrong, well, that's okay. It's YouTube. It's like the weather. It changes every single day. But at the same time, there's just something in how players are feeling right now. Now, I hope today in the video, people put stuff down in the comment sections, sharing how they feel. Letting us know what your intentions are toward these products, products you like this year, products you hated. Take a moment to jot it down because it really becomes a conversation point for next year. For a video 365 days away, because it takes another whole year to really see how the sales rounded out. Adding up all the stores I deal with, talking to all the people I know, and all the people that are big sellers, small sellers, as well as individuals, it takes a while to compile the data. Duskmourn took longer than I expected because it had a bit of a surge, and now it's just petered off. Now that the set's been fully released, sales went stale, man. Nothing's going on. But what does this mean for Foundations? I think it's going to fall flat. I think it's going to share the sales with Duskmourn. I think we're going to see it pairing off because I don't hear any of my friends saying they're ordering MTG Foundations. I'm talking, they said they don't even care what cards are in it. They're going the single route. They're not buying it. And that's kind of freaky to see a lot of my higher end friends who can afford these products saying no. And I hear stores saying they're going to order a lot less and dribble it in, knowing it'll be in production for a long time. They realize the hype is not going to be as large for products like that because players can't take it anymore. We've seen price increases year over year. Think about 2014 when boxes were 89 Canadian, which is like 75 bucks US. And now we're more than 3 times that. If you're in Canada, you're paying like $200+ for a Play Booster box. That's why they're not selling. It's too expensive. And Wizards still kind of is like seeing if they can hit that higher echelon. They're pushing things and not offering the value. And that complaint grumbles on players. It starts grinding into your psyche. It takes away from the fun of the game when you feel like you're not getting good value for dollar. And you're hearing it day after day after day. There's lots of players I know who don't care. They're going to play. They're going to have fun. It doesn't matter. But there's a lot of us in the same, who every dollar counts. And you're adding up. You're saying, this doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not going to buy any more of it. And I'm done for the year. There's too much product. I can't even keep track anymore of all the crazy stuff coming out. I had players, when they watched my Chucky video about the Chucky and the Ghostbuster Secret Lair, they didn't even know they were coming out. They haven't even been keeping up on all the MTG news, and they were thankful I gave it to them. But at the same time, like, nah, I'm skipping it. It looks great, but I'm not going to spend money on that. I'm just going to wait till next year, see what sets are coming up. They're just skipping 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 products. They don't care. They're going to do what they want to do. They're actually being pretty responsible with their money. They're diving on the things that they care about. And I want to know what you guys are going to dive in on and what you're avoiding this year. Let me know what your plans are. Strategize with us. Put that down in the comment section. Guys, thanks again for hanging out with me on today's video. Wallet fatigue, it appears to be a real thing. It's not always price, but it's also too many products. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I hope you enjoyed today's content. A reminder, you can always join this channel, like and subscribe and do all that great stuff. But at the end of the day, you can look back here and see these patrons, and they're the ones who make it happen. Because of their support, daily uploaded content gets created. So thanks again to all my patrons and my YouTube membership members, as well as my regular viewers. Thanks for the thumbs up. We'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Wallet fatigue is definitely a real thing. For those who are here at the end of the video, ramble jamble, ramble jamble. Let's face it, the stats are adding up every year now, where there seems to be a turning point where everything slows down for players. They lose interest, they lose money, and they're just like, I can't keep up. And that's where these Magic products seem to be falling short. And it's not that Duskmourn's not good. It's not that MTG Foundations won't be a decent, core set. It's just too much for the brain to process, apparently, and too much money to spend. When you put those two things together, you got a juggernaut. And nobody stops the juggernaut. You know what I was going to say. Guys, have a great one. Ramble jamble!